This is CBC Here and Now.
Down the engine room when the boys were yelling out fire. My wife went through a hard time because for 2 hours they didn't know if we were on the lifeboat or if we ever got off the boat. She was our dream boat that turned into a nightmare.
Safe and sound on dry land tonight, the crew of the Challenger Traveler count their blessings.
And thank all those who helped rescue them.
Carl Layden is taking a look at the car he was in yesterday with his son Logan when it hydroplaned near Whitburn. He and his son were very lucky to walk away from this. That story's coming up. It's one of the deadliest industries in Canada, but sometimes when disaster strikes in the fishery, there is a happy ending.
Yes, and that was the case Friday night in the waters east of Newfoundland. And tonight, the captain of the Challenger Traveler is telling the dramatic story. Here now's Terry Roberts joins us live from the small boat basin in St. John's. Terry.
Yeah, well, Anthony, it all started out good enough for the Challenger Traveler on Friday. They left here from the port of St. John's at about 9 o'clock, making their way to the crab fishing grounds where they had 500 pots out there, hopefully loaded with crab. Well, an uneventful journey really turned chaotic at about 8 p.m., about 160 kilometers east of here.
Brothers Stan and Derwin Bennett, veteran fishermen from Trepassey, at the same spot where they slipped the lines of the Challenger Traveler on Friday morning. But 12 hours into their journey, they faced something no fisherman wants to see.
Around 8 p.m. in the night, we got this burning smell, and we're down the engine room when the boys were yelling out fire.
The crew emptied 4 extinguishers onto the fire, but it wasn't enough.
When I was starting the Coast Guard, I was having trouble talking to them because the smoke was just starting to overcome me.
After issuing a mayday, the crew donned their survival suits. In the dark, with thick fog reducing visibility to near zero, they abandoned their vessel.
And I could hear crackling inside. It sounded like the batteries and everything were starting to pop, explode. So I got down then, and it wasn't easy because, like I said, we're not used to it, as you can see by our size. It's not easy for fellas like us crawling over the side of a boat and jumping into a raft and almost zero visibility. But we got down there then, and we cut our line, trying to get clear of the boat because we're trying to push away from the boat. And then we paddled away as fast as we could. And then all of a sudden, a little bit later, we could see them lovely lights. And there it was the Atlantic Bandit.
After 20 minutes bobbing in their raft, brothers Stan and Derwin Bennett, Derek Nickel, and rookie fisherman Kevin Hewitt were taken safely aboard the Bandit, the same vessel and crew that shot to fame during 4 seasons on the reality show Cold Water Cowboys.
God love them, they treated us great.
But the Challenger Traveler burned to the waterline and later sank.
She was our dream boat that turned into a nightmare.
It was Saturday morning before the Bandit and her weary passengers reached St. John's. It was an emotional reunion with families.
My wife went through a hard time because for 2 hours they didn't know if we were on the lifeboat or if we ever got off the boat.
Did you feel like your life was in danger?
One point when the smoke filled thick and trying to make that let go, because I'll be honest with you, it wasn't super brave hauling over the side of her, and the life raft was bouncing in and off, and I mean, when we made that jump, if we had to hit the water, like I know we're in suits, but us fellas, we wanted to get in the life raft for our best chance of survival, was never to touch the water.
No injuries. Stan's breathing a little labored from all the smoke, but a textbook rescue.
Couldn't ask no better if you were doing a drill.
It's not the first marine misfortune to hit the Bennett family. 5 years ago, their late father's vessel mysteriously sank at the wharf in St. John's, and Derwin survived a similar sinking 20 years ago.
Yeah, we were rescued by the Coast Guard then, pulled out of the water.
Now there's some good news here. The Bennetts did have insurance on their vessel, and they're in talks right now to try and buddy up with another fishing enterprise to harvest what is now still several $100,000 worth of crab that's left in their quota out there. Beyond that, they're not really sure how they're going to bounce back here. And the problem that they see here now is one of the other problems they have. The big question is they have $70,000 worth of fishing gear still out there somewhere in the ocean, and they don't know exactly where it is because that data went down with the Traveler. Reporting live for Here and Now, I'm Terry Roberts in St. John's.
Well, it was a Christmas-like atmosphere in Happy Valley Goose Bay as politicians descended on the town to make a series of funding announcements today. There was money for daycare, paving, the Trans-Labrador Highway, water treatment for Hopedale, but there was also the official start of a long-awaited project, the $25 million Labrador Wellness Centre. Here Now's Jacob Barker reports.
Well, it's just an empty field right now, but in a couple of years, this is where the Labrador Wellness Center is supposed to be standing. There was a large crowd here today to take in the first soil being moved on what has been a highly anticipated project.
I'm very pleased to be able to say today that this is not an announcement, this is indeed an actionable item, and this facility will be built.
The new wellness center will be operated as a partnership between the town and the YMCA. The idea first came up during the last council's tenure. The former mayor was there today to see it come to pass.
I think when all of us have these early ideas, you never know if it'll happen sometimes. It just takes a lot of persistence, and all of the people said it well today, that it certainly took a lot of people working together, and it's really exciting.
It's set to be built in phases and will come with a new aquatic center. Front and center today was the Melville Mantis Swim Club. They're excited for the change. The pool they've been training in was too short.
I'm a graduating swimmer, but it'll still be a thrill to watch the younger swimmers here benefit from the new facility, get better training, longer training, and overall just a nicer facility.
And while the weather cooperated for this event, in the winter it can be one of the biggest deterrents for people trying to get out and get healthy.
I think it'll mean a lot more health and wellness physically and mentally for the community members, because we'll just be able to exercise and get out of the house all winter long, as opposed to, okay, now it's November, minus 20, in we go.
Those shovels in the ground weren't the actual start of work. The town says it's still in the tendering process and will be until September, but it says it plans to have the wellness center complete by May of 2020. Jacob Barker, CBC News, Happy Valley Goose Bay.
Family, friends, strangers, and the police continue to search for Trevor Hamlin. 33-year-old Hamlin hasn't been seen in 10 days. The Paradise man wasn't reported missing until last Tuesday. The last time he was actually seen, though, was the previous Saturday. Police want to speak to anyone living in the Emogene Crescent area of Paradise with CCTV cameras. Hamlin's family says they have no idea where he could be, given that he left his wallet at home and his cell phone wasn't working properly. This weekend, they conducted several searches with volunteers, and they are constantly in touch with the police.
We're actually meeting with the police today and just discussing his case and trying to still piece it together. Both of us are scratching our heads, the family and the police, that we have no idea where he went that Saturday when he left his house. We don't know what time, what he wore, or where he went, or how he left.
Well, next is a story about a kind-hearted rescue, and it involves an iceberg, a fox, a crab boat, and Vienna sausages. Luck took a turn for this Arctic fox who was found stranded on a disintegrating iceberg. Some crab fishermen spotted him about 7 kilometers off the coast of southern Labrador. The crew decided to save the starving creature by knocking down the teetering ice pan and fishing the fox from the water using a net. They then placed the animal in a plastic bin and fed him a meal of Vienna sausages. The fox spent a few days recovering with the crew after they landed in the resettled community of Williams Harbor. Then they let him go and say the last time they saw the fox, he was running around exploring the area and looked much healthier.
Yeah, that's what Vienna sausages will do to a fox in trouble.
He's a lucky fox.
A lucky animal. Well, it's no secret that this province has a rich choral singing tradition. Choirs from here have traveled and competed all around the world, and that's what the quintessential vocal ensemble is preparing to do once again. That's QVE singing yesterday at Cape Spear before they made their way to Petty Harbour for a concert at St. George's Church. Well, next week, the combined QVE choirs and Aquae and Ventus will be in Wales to compete against singers from South Africa, Singapore, Germany, Poland, and the United States. That's all part of the Llangollen International Music Festival, which is one of the oldest and most prestigious choral competitions in the world.
The biggest gatherings of choirs in the world. It started after World War II. Its purpose was to bring the world together. So it's one of the longer running festivals in the world, and we're just thrilled to be going. We have a lot of very stiff competition from all over the world there.
Now, the last time QVE went to this competition in 2002, they won the International Mixed Choir category. So good luck once again this time. All right, Colette, it was cold out there. I was out in Whitburn doing a story and my hands are starting to freeze.
You didn't have gloves? You didn't listen to the weather? Unprepared.
Sometimes I don't pay as much attention as
I'm just giving you a hard time.
Well, we need the gloves, though, for long.
Yes, I have to admit, I pulled out some knit gloves. Just, I had those along with me just in case I need them, and for a little bit. It is a little cool out there. The choir may be kind of helping to cheer folks up, a little bit of singing, whatever it takes to kind of warm you up. At least we got into some double digits, and these are some of the highs then for today. For St. John's, 11 degrees, but Bonavista, just 7 degrees there. And St. Anthony, double digits at 10. Deer Lake, 13 degrees there too. It's really what's coming that's going to be a bit more significant. Not just the coolness, it's the fact that we're getting into this northeasterly flow and we're going to see those winds really exploding, but also the heavy rainfall that's coming, and with the cooler air and the temperatures falling tonight, the chance of seeing in some areas some snowfall even. So just to look at what's happening with our current sustained winds, they're not that significant. By this time tomorrow, we could see those winds even through the tomorrow afternoon. Some of those gusts will be up 70, 80 kilometers an hour. A look at the radar, you can see some of the heavier rains. And you know, when we get into these dark greens and yellows, that's where we have these really significant pockets. And sometimes what happens between what's coming towards us until it gets picked up on our next radar, it looks like it's easing up. This is not easing up. This is coming in with some really heavy batches that are going to move across Port-aux-Basques, but that's all pushing across the south coast, and interior south coast is where we have that chance of, with the cooler air, seeing mixed precipitation as that warmer air overrides cooler air at the surface, and certainly the rainfall warning, the areas in green is where we're looking at 40 to 70 millimeters of rainfall, and then the special weather statement elsewhere because of this kind of weather, not only the rain, but those winds coming in. As for when it's all going to wrap up or how much rain or snow we could see in other areas, I'll talk about that when I return. Anthony?
Thanks, Colette. Well, an 80-year-old runner from St. John's who has been on Here Now before is now setting international records. Florence Barron, who began running at age 59, completed a 25-kilometer run in Miquelon over the weekend, and of the 102 participants, Florence placed 60th. That makes her the first and only participant in her age group. She finished with a time of 2 hours, 29 minutes, and 10 seconds, a new record for her new category.
This year, I knew if I went back to do Veteran 5, I'd be the only female to ever do the Veteran 5 in all the years of the 35 years of running in Miquelon. So I wanted to make history, so I did. I went there and I did it in 2 hours and 29 minutes. So I was pretty happy and I felt good, and it was a good day and it was a good run.
Well, here's another impressive achievement. A man who lost 335 pounds after the 2016 wildfire in Fort McMurray is back home visiting the province. And losing that weight has allowed him to bring his daughter home for the first time ever. Here Now's Katie Breen met them both today and joins us now to explain. So Katie, can you remind us why Tony Bussey lost all that weight?
Right, well, he was working at a camp outside Fort McMurray when the wildfire started picking up. He needed 2 plane seats during the evacuation, meaning someone was kept within the fire's reach because of his size.
The whole plane ride back to Edmonton, that was enough. That was it for me. That was my rock bottom. That was my kick in the butt. That was the defining moment in my life to get my life back.
So then and there, he started walking. Not on a treadmill, but around town. He stopped eating junk food, stuck to a low-carb, high-protein diet, and little by little, he started losing weight and regaining his life.
For the first time in my life, I'm able to take my daughter back to see my family in St. Lenaire in on the northern tip of the Great Northern Peninsula.
His size had kept him from traveling with Emma. Flying was uncomfortable, and he wasn't guaranteed to fit in a rental vehicle. But now, looking at pictures, it's hard to recognize that life from 2 years ago.
Your dad gonna be around for a while to bug you.
I was always defensive, like, over him. If anyone would look at him, I'd always, like, glare at them and, like, just give them the nastiest looks. We always tried to do things, like, we'd go to the mall, but, like, every 5 minutes we'd have to sit down and, like, wait for him to get himself together.
There was a time when Emma didn't think her dad would be alive to watch her graduate. His mom worried about how she'd get his body home from Alberta when he passed. Neither thought he had much longer to live.
Yeah, that broke my heart, yeah, when she said that. But that's a past. That's over now. So
now he's living life and encouraging others to do the same.
I remember what it was like to feel hopeless, to feel like, holy crap, how do I get out of this? If one person can get out of all of this and change their life, I'll be happy.
The pair leaves St. John's tomorrow to drive to the Northern Peninsula. They'll take in what the area has to offer before flying back to Alberta, completing a trip neither one of them thought would ever happen. Reporting live for Here and Now, I'm Katie Breen in St. John's.
On the weekend where that car is right now, a car slid off the highway, hydroplane spun over several times and crashed right here. Miraculously, the man and his son walked away. That story coming up. Welcome back. A Paradise man says whenever he closes his eyes, he relives a car crash that happened yesterday afternoon near Whitburn. Carl Layden says he gripped the steering wheel of his small car as it started to hydroplane off the TCH. He yelled to his 16-year-old son in the passenger seat to brace himself. The vehicle spun sideways off the highway before tumbling down the embankment and rolling over several times. I met up with Carl as he returned to Whitburn today to retrieve some belongings from his wrecked automobile. So Carl, where were you headed with your son when this happened?
We were on our way to Grand Falls. My mom's in hospital out there, so we were heading out there to see her.
And as you got close to Whitburn, what happened?
Well, all the way from Paradise towards Whitburn, you know, there have been showers on and off. A couple times they were pretty heavy. And we just come out of one of the real heavy downpours, and the rain had let up. You know, we were just driving, and there was a fair bit of spray coming up from cars in front of me. So I was just going by them in the left lane. And with no warning, like the back of the car just let go and we started to spin, and we spun around in front of the car that was next to us, and then off the side of the road, down the embankment, you know, back of the car hit, and then we just kind of rolled over a few times. The airbags went off, and then we just rolled a couple more times and then came to a stop, and two of us crawled out. And I can tell you that when the airbags go off, very, very loud. Like there were some folks, God bless them, that stopped to check, make sure we were okay. And they were talking to me, and I know I must have, I couldn't tell what they were saying. I must have seemed kind of dazed, and I probably was.
You couldn't hear them?
I couldn't hear them. You know, it was that loud, my ears were still ringing and things. And, you know, you could see they were yelling at you, but I didn't know what it was and things. But, you know, that cleared a few moments after that.
So you lose control of the car, it starts sliding, and then it flips over several times, and we've been to where the accident happened. You're with your 16-year-old son. Were you both in shock as you got out of the car?
At the time, I probably didn't think so. Now, looking back on it, I think we probably were. He bumped his head in the process of all of this. He was definitely in shock. The fire chief was first guy on the scene, and you know, he looked at him real quickly, assessed him, had him sit down, called me over, got me sat down, waiting for everybody to show up. And it's like, this all happened in a space of like 5-10 minutes. You know, the police chief was there, then the ambulances were there, and immediately they start going through your vitals, get you into the collar and everything else, and like everybody just looking after you. Very professional, making sure everything happens, getting us into the back of the ambulance, kept me informed of what was happening with my son and letting him know that I was okay too. But like absolutely fabulous. Like, it was quick, it was professional, and everybody doing everything they could to look after us. Just great.
So when you look at the wreck that's behind us right now, and you take a look at the state your car is in, what do you think about the fact that you and Logan, your son, just walked away?
The engineers at Mazda are awesome. Like, seriously, like, the airbags went off, the shoulders, our belts and everything did what they were supposed to. The car, you know, took in the impact as we went down over the bank and rolled and things. So like,
you mentioned that you tested all the safety features.
Yeah, and I'm good if I don't ever test anymore. It's a real testament to the vehicle and things. It's like it's amazing that we got out of that and essentially walked away with, you know, a few bruises. Big deal.
Last question for you, more of a philosophical one. Does this sort of make you believe in destiny or fate or timing?
Well, it obviously wasn't our time yesterday, and be that fate, destiny, or anything else, I'm extremely thankful and for everyone, like the folks who stopped on the road, the first responders and everything else, everybody that helped make this happen, the nurses and doctors here in Whitburn, as well as at the Janeway when my son was in last night. Everybody's absolutely fabulous.
Well, Carl, thank you very much, and obviously I hope that your good luck continues. Thanks for telling me about it.
Me too. Going to go buy a lotto ticket now.
I don't know. His luck was probably all used up on that crash. Amazing that they walked away from that.
I know, just a few bruises, although his son, his 16-year-old son, he did have a bump on his head during the crash, so they kept him last night at the Janeway, and they released him this morning. But no, some good luck for him and his family.
Don't touch that dial. Homeowners and businesses who rely on electricity will be dealt another blow coming July 1st. I'll speak with an energy prices watchdog coming up.
Update is brought to you by Take Charge Business Efficiency Program. Over 570 businesses have saved energy and taken charge of their bottom line. Find out how you can too.
Well, it's always good to sort of get a look at your own place through the eyes of somebody else, and Colette went on a little bit of a tourist adventure.
Nice excursion over the weekend.
It was fabulous. It's like, how many places can I get to in the 24 hours or before the rain starts, basically on Sunday. I didn't quite make that. But we do have some of these images to show you. I just had the best time. First of all, you're going to need caffeine, right? So this is at the Two Whales Coffee Shop. And this is Emily Gow and the Gow family in Trinity. There's the root cellars. I got to go see those at Elliston, which is where I also saw puffins, and it was incredible. I was everywhere. I got up to Cape Bonavista. This is me trying to point at, see that in the background? That's an iceberg.
Okay.
And this is a Bonavista Social Club, which was delicious with one of the owners there. I'm not very good at selfies, and also you can tell it was a very windy day. Every day it's like, I should have worn it.
If I'd known
should have worn a hat.
If I'd known you were going to have so many slides, I would have made some dip and had some chips here for us.
I'm sorry, it's like I've got a captive audience, right? I apologize. It's like, oh, you've been on a trip. Oh, let me show you my photos. It goes on forever.
So glad you had fun.
It was amazing, just gorgeous. It blew me away, absolutely blew me away. I don't know if the temperatures today really blew you away, but the winds are going to as we head into tomorrow. We are looking at significant rainfall, but also those winds are going to be blowing. Some of our winds, and coming from the northeast, 70, 80 kilometers an hour. So it's not going to be very nice. This is tonight and into tomorrow, and with falling temperatures tonight, there's even the risk of some snowfall. Yes, I said it. I didn't want to, but I had to tell you about it. So Environment Canada does have the rainfall warning. The areas in green, 40 to 70 millimeters of rainfall possible all along the south coast here. But as soon as you get away from the water, there's also that chance with some of that warmer air overriding cooler air at the surface as the warm front moves in with this storm, that we could have some mixed precipitation, quite likely at least some period in there, some freezing rain or some sleet and possibly light snow, a centimeter or two. A few areas could be more significant than that. And that's why all the other areas we're seeing here, not up the northern peninsula, but why we have that special weather statement in place, because it's going to be heavy rain and windy elsewhere as well. And we may even get those up to warning criteria. So you may find a little bit later on we end up with a rainfall warning for the Avalon. That's possible, just as I'm watching the models and seeing where those rains are going towards. Environment Canada may decide to do that. So keep that in mind. A look at those current temperatures in terms of what we're seeing out there. They're on the cool side. We know that. The winds aren't that strong. What I want you to see here at this point is just how that flow has been turning to the north and to the northeast, and that's going to be that really strong and cold wind that we're going to be seeing through the day. So these are your future wind gusts as I play this forward. See where you just, even if you just look at the colors where we get into these reds and orange, you know we have really strong winds, but you can see how the numbers back that up. And as we go into the overnight hours and through the day on Tuesday, we're talking about some of those gusts being 70 and, like I say, up towards 80 kilometers an hour. So we may even see, if they get up there, some of these wind warnings being placed out too, but the special weather statement covering that all kind of off for now, just meaning, hey, heads up on things there. So beyond those winds, here's the rain as it's moving in, already heavy towards the southwest. We know that, and we're seeing as you get in those yellows and even some of these oranges, that's really coming down at a strong rate per hour in terms of the amount of rain. And over the next 24 hours, I'll show you what we could pick up. But first of all, just a look at that forecast for tonight. I really want to kind of pinpoint those areas. So Grand Falls, Windsor, for you folks back towards Corner Brook, that's where you have that chance really of some of the mixed precipitation closer to the coast. It's the heavy rain, that driving rain, certainly over towards the Avalon as well. And you get off doing okay with just the cloud cover for St. Anthony and Labrador. Things actually looking pretty decent there. So here's how the rain pushes in. You see how this area of low pressure, it's just classic the way this thing is going to move in, because we get counterclockwise circulation around it. And if you just look at those little arrows there, the wind flow, you kind of can see how we're getting that counterclockwise circulation right around, and you'll know exactly where that area of low pressure is because you can see it centralized with those little winds through there. Now, this is important. When's it going to leave us? So by tomorrow afternoon, I would think by late afternoon at least, you're going to be seeing sun again towards Corner Brook, Port aux Basques. You're probably going to have some sun sooner than that. that. So the afternoon, not bad. It's tonight into tomorrow morning. We're going to have to hang on to it till tomorrow into early Wednesday evening, I'm afraid, for the Avalon. It's just going to take more time to move out. But the rainfall projections, again, were the heaviest stuff, thankfully staying off the coastline. That's where you're talking 50 to 75 millimeters. But there are areas very close, especially over towards Marystown. You have that chance of seeing some really significant rainfall through there. And I have to mention again, it comes with those winds too.
Great. Thanks, Colette. Well, there is frustration over the upcoming rise in electricity rates. As of July 1st, you'll see a nearly 7% hike in your power bill, and that's on top of last summer's 8.1% increase. It won't end there either. Newfoundland Power is looking for another increase this January, and by the time Muskrat Falls goes online, power rates are projected to nearly double. Well, this afternoon, I spoke with someone who keeps a close eye on energy costs, whether it be the price of gasoline or electricity. Former NDP MHA George Murphy started the Consumer Group for Fair Gas Prices. So turning up that thermostat is going to be getting more expensive for people who rely on electricity to heat their homes. So first of all, what's your reaction to this latest rate hike?
Well, I'm not surprised that there's a rate hike coming. The Public Utilities Board has a tendency to look at rates, look at an allowable increase, and they don't grant increases all the time, but this time around you kind of figured that, yeah, you were going to end up getting something out of it, so we ended up getting 6.6 and 6.8. This is not the last of it, however. What I have noticed is an extreme reaction by the public on this one. And I'm getting lots of comments on when I posted the CBC link the other day.
What kind of comments are you getting?
Well, everything. You know, that things are becoming unaffordable within the province and people are talking about moving and everything. Is probably the heaviest time I've ever got a reaction to an electrical utility increase at this particular time, in my recent memory anyway. And I don't think it's going to stop. Right. It's really not. And people are really upset.
Yeah, and we are in the summer months too right now, so people aren't heating their homes in the same way that they do in the winter. Do you think that people will really feel this right now as opposed to when the weather turns colder?
Well, it's certainly noticeable now, and I guess the advantage to it of it being so noticeable this time, in fact, you can probably point to the weather, because the weather hasn't exactly really warmed up to our liking yet. So reaction has been sharp as regards to this one. And matter of fact, you listen to the weather forecast, makes you wonder if you're going to have to turn up that thermostat again. And we still haven't dealt with Muskrat Falls yet. All right, and if rates are going to double based on the numbers that are going to be set by the time the next increase comes around, we're going to be talking a whole lot more on your electricity bill.
And when we get to that point, how will this affect homeowners? How will this affect consumers and businesses?
Well, disposable income is gone, number one. If you're talking about the potential for Muskrat Falls power, for example. And it's very important to remember that when you have people on low income, for example, in Newfoundland and Labrador, there's a lot of great high incomes, but the majority of us are middle class and lower class, and we're the ones that are having to bear the brunt on this. So, you know, businesses are going to be hurting, and we have to look forward to, and I say that with loose quotation marks, we have to look forward to paying higher rates through municipalities, for example. They're still going to have to turn on the lights at the arenas and the street lights, and of course those costs are going to be passed down to the consumers too. So if you're a homeowner, you don't get hit just once. You're going to be hit twice and possibly 3 times here in the next little while.
Is there anything that you're planning to do to, you know, help with your own electricity bill personally? Any tips or anything that you have to try to save some money on this?
Well, there'll be a little bit more use of the wood stove, most certainly, as regards to when it comes to the heating and of things in our house. We've got electric heat in the house. Those thermostats are going to be certainly turned down a lot more than what they are. And of course, we're certainly going to have to look at, you know, keeping that thermostat back, and hopefully we'll be a little bit more comfortable in the house. But, you know, we're lucky. We've got that second source of heating in the house that we can fall back on. But that's not going to protect us from rate increases. The power rates are still going to go up, and as you know, somebody still is going to have to pay for Muskrat Falls too, and as those numbers keep going up for Muskrat Falls, it's the more we're going to pay. So you can try to conserve all you want, but the simple fact is I think everybody's come to the realization now that they're still going to have to pay the piper.
All right, George Murphy, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Everything was smoke, and when I was starting the Coast Guard, I was having trouble talking to them because the smoke was just starting to overcome me. So we're talking to them, and we upgraded to a Mayday.
Back on dry land and describing their dramatic rescue. Next, we'll hear from the captain of the Challenger Traveler about Friday night's pitch black rescue offshore. Welcome back to Here and Now. Tonight, the crew of the Challenger Traveler is back on dry land and telling their incredible tale of survival. Around 8 o'clock Friday night, their 63-foot vessel caught fire about 160 kilometers outside of St. John's. The crew issued a mayday and then abandoned ship. Their families eagerly waiting for word about what was happening to them. Captain Stan Bennett spoke to Here and Now's Terry Roberts.
Then around 8 p.m. in the night, we got this burning smell, and we're down in the engine room when the boys were yelling out fire. So it looked like it was coming up around the ceiling of our starboard generator. So they put 4 fire extinguishers on it. And the smoke was still there, but we thought we might have had the fire under control. So at this point, we only had a pan message out. So then the smoke, the wall behind was really hot. Like, you couldn't get your hand near it. So it was making us think the fire was still in the wall. And then about a minute after that, the boys yelled out smoke was coming up from the engine room floor. And then within 30 seconds to a minute, we couldn't see very little inside the boat. Everything was smoke. And when I was starting the Coast Guard, I was having trouble talking to them because the smoke was just starting to overcome me. So we were talking to them, and we upgraded to a Mayday. We then went out on the deck with our survival suits. We all got together mustered. We set off the CO2 system to try to fight the fire. That was 2 big cylinder tanks. We released that into the engine room. And we actually thought we had it under control because the smoke got smaller. So we said maybe we extinguished the fire. But about 20 minutes after that, the smoke was getting less, and all of a sudden it just came with a fury. The smoke came, it just overcame us. We couldn't see nothing at this point. Dark is in. The fog is almost zero visibility. We could just barely see each other on the deck. So the life raft's over the side, and I got the 3 of them, him and the other 2 crew. They couldn't be here now, they're up in Trapassi. But I got them to get in the life raft, and we took our EPIRB with us, so we know then at least the Coast Guard can track us. And we got down there, and then I felt the wall of the galley door that was cool a few minutes ago was now scalding hot.
So you were still tethered to your boat at this time?
We were tethered to the boat, yeah. because we wanted to stay as long as we could. If the fire went out, I'd sooner be on her than. But at this point, then, when that heat came, and I could hear crackling inside, it sounded like the batteries and everything were starting to pop, explode. So I got down then, and it wasn't easy because, like I said, we're not used to it, as you can see by our size. It's not easy for fellas like us crawling over the side of a boat and jumping into a raft and almost zero visibility. But we got down there then, and we caught her lined, and then all of a sudden, a little bit later, we could see them lovely lights. And there it was the Atlantic Bandit. It was probably about an hour or so on the life raft.
And what was that like?
That was not a nice feeling, because talking to the Coast Guard, well, obviously I knew people were coming for us, and we had the EPIRB. But still, with that fog and the dark, and you can't see nothing, and the smoke was just everywhere. It was really not a nice feeling. My wife went through a hard time, because for 2 hours, they didn't know if we were on the lifeboat or if we ever got off the boat. Because the last communication was, they were abandoning ship, but we do not know if they got off. So for 2 hours of my life, they went through a hard time on shore, everybody's family.
Did you feel like your life was in danger?
One point when the smoke filled thick and trying to make that let go, because I'll be honest with you, it wasn't super brave howling over the side of her, and the life raft was bouncing in and off, and I mean, when we made that jump, if we had to hit the water, like I know we're in suits, but us fellas, we wanted to get in the life raft for our best chance of survival, was never to touch the water.
When the Bandit brought you guys home, what was that scene like when you stepped back on land again?
I didn't know my family was going to be there, because I didn't know they knew we were going to be in at that hour in the morning. I haven't talked to them. So when I got in the wharf and there I wanted to see my wife and 2 little kids, well, I didn't want everybody to see me tearing out. I literally turned back on. I didn't look at them for a first minute or so because I couldn't. And then when I took a couple deep breaths and grabbed it and gave him a couple big hugs, I didn't want to let go.
So how are you feeling right now to be able to talk about this?
Oh, right now, looking back, it still seems unreal. It was only Friday, but it just still don't seem real. It's, like you say, it was something I never want to go through again, and when I see them on the wharf that day, it puts things in perspective.
Live shot there of the St. John's Narrows. Kinda says it all. Rain, drizzle, and fog. And I think Colette mentioned snow elsewhere in the province. She has your weather forecast next.
Time now to meet our young athletes of the day. This is Reed Han from Kippens.
Reed loves to play hockey in his free time with Stephenville Minor Hockey.
Keep up the good work, Reed, and congratulations.
And also, we'd like to introduce you to Mason Smith, is our young athlete of the day from St. John's. Mason is 4 years old and is learning to play hockey in the Mount Pearl Blade system in the Glacier.
Also, he plays t-ball and will start kindergarten in September. Congratulations.
Yeah, good luck to Mason. I love how it looks like he's a little mini hockey card almost.
Yeah, that's right. It's true. His stats are on the back.
Yeah.
Well, before we get to the lovely weather forecast,
It's gorgeous.
Some great news on the way, but we do have some cute video to show you. Just have a look at this.
There's a mama bear and 3 baby cubs.
Triplets.
Hello? Hello,
my
mama. Don't eat me.
Oh, check out this wild interaction. It was captured by Mike Dillon and Priscilla Stuckless. Sorry, I was just speechless for a minute. This was along Bay Despair Highway while they were en route to a fishing trip.
Oh, it's so
Wonderful.
cute. Happy family.
It's
Beautiful.
like they're saying hi.
Yep. And then, okay, kids, let's get out of here.
Enough of this.
Now. The humans are watching us. And staying with Wild Kingdom.
Yes, on today's edition of Animal Corner, it wouldn't be complete, of course, without a swimming moose across St. Mary's Bay on Seminary Line early this morning.
But it gets safely to share, but watch this. It gets a little hairy here. Whoa. That is a narrow miss of an oncoming car. And if you wait a moment, you're going to hear moose profanity, which we can't translate.
There was the moment.
He's like, whoa.
A moment of shock, and then
Whoa.
it came
That
out
was
right.
close.
You know, on Friday I told you, Colette, whatever you do, don't drive at night.
Yeah.
And
here,
good advice.
it's daylight, right? So you never know.
Yes, my own parents gave me that advice, but because they're not from here, I kind of was like that. But then when I was told, I believed you. Absolutely. But you're right, in the middle of daylight. Some of you may be making that exact same sound that moose just made after that encounter when you hear me say that there is the possibility of some snowfall in certain areas. If we go ahead, I do want to show you normally. I was
hoping you would do that.
That was like perfect. This is the point in the forecast where we usually look ahead, and we've already gone over this system, but you know, it's important, and for those of you who maybe missed it, I do just want to mention again. So Environment Canada does have the rainfall warning. That's in place. The areas you're seeing in green. This is for tonight into tomorrow. By tomorrow afternoon, it will have moved away from the west coast and southwest areas, but we'll still be dealing with it with the Avalon, and 40 to 70 millimeters. And then the special weather statement, because other areas we're still looking at some significant rain, also the very strong winds, and in many cases those coming out of the northeast, a very cold wind, and then that potential too of those areas seeing a bit of snow. And I say a bit because what I'm seeing on most of the models is 1 to 2 centimeters. The system's moving very fast. It makes it hard for it to really put down too much significant accumulation of snow. But I did look at another one of our models that was really, really heavy in a few spots, just in from the south coast, Marystown area, that I was a little bit concerned about. But for now, we're going to go with the ones that's just going to push this thing through and take it right out of here. So a look at the current temperatures. You can see that cooler air in place. Gander and St. John's just sitting at 4, and then elsewhere they've got the beautiful temperatures. And actually looking at a gorgeous day set up tomorrow for Labrador. You're going to see your temperatures in most cases in the teens. This is the area of low pressure, and I was mentioning earlier how you could see if you just look at our wind arrows, just so classic, that counterclockwise circulation around that area of low pressure. It is sinking air. The area you see here where we've got that coloration, you know, that's rain moving into freezing rain when it turns pink, and then some snowfall possible. But again, look how fast it moves. The temperature stays cold enough only for a few hours through the overnight, and then starts to warm back up. So it shouldn't be too significant in that sense. It's more of a rainfall event that we'll be looking at. As I said, it's going to take till about Wednesday morning or late Tuesday for it to move away from the Avalon. But then after that, if we look kind of ahead this week, we've actually got a couple of nice days. So don't despair. Don't make the moose sound. How did that go again? I don't know if Anthony's mic is up, but we'll make him do it again at some point. But then things are going to clear out of here because of the this is just showing you into Saturday afternoon. I have a chance of showers back in the forecast, by the way, then. But once we get through this system, then we're going to have a couple of dry days and some warm days. Now, just because of some of the severe weather, I'm jumping ahead and I am showing you what's happening for St. John's for our 5-day forecast, but I will be tweeting out the 5 days for the whole region, including up or Labrador for you folks. But once we get through that, have a look just towards Thursday. There's nothing to say other than yes. That's what I said, just yes. 24 degrees and sunshine, and then we get into a chance of showers as we head a little bit later on down. Carolyn?
Thanks, Colette. Well, soccer has lots of fans around the globe, especially during the World Cup. And one of them is a 10-year-old boy from Winnipeg whose journey to a soccer pitch started amid war in Syria. Karen Pauls has the story.
This Syrian refugee family loves soccer, watching it and playing.
I'm good at soccer. Fun, so much fun, exciting.
These brothers have been playing soccer since they could walk, starting in Aleppo, Syria. But for 10-year-old Ahmed, it's more of a challenge.
And then when we went to go play soccer outside, a bomb came down and then I fell on the ball and I flew on the wall and then I fell down. And then big rocks were coming and then my leg got cut.
Ahmed lost his leg.
I was so mad and sad.
It's one of the reasons the family fled their home.
My house is bombed and my son lost leg.
They went to a refugee camp in Turkey, then came to Canada in 2016, part of the Trudeau government's commitment to resettle more than 25,000 Syrian refugees.
There's like something here where I just plug it in. And then
Shortly after arriving in Winnipeg, Ahmed got a prosthetic leg. 2 actually, one for every day and one for sports.
I think that this one is harder to put on because it needs the shoes, but this one already has the shoes, look.
It means he can play soccer again. Every week you can find him at the Newcomer Sport Academy.
Come on, let's go, let's go.
Coach Andrew Clement says Ahmed is a joy to have in this volunteer-run program.
He was one of our most hardest workers here, and he always comes out with a smile on his face.
This academy started in 2016. The goal? To create a sense of belonging and use sport as a way to integrate into Canada.
It's the world's game. They love it. It's something that unites people and it's a common language.
Ahmed uses crutches to play out, but wears his athletic prosthesis when he's in goal. The language of soccer, bridging their old lives and their new ones. Karen Pauls, CBC News, Winnipeg.
Lovely story. Well, in other news tonight, 2 former University of Ottawa hockey players have been acquitted of sexual assault. David Fouché and Guillaume Donovan were charged after a team trip 4 years ago. The complainant told the trial that the defendants assaulted her after she had a consensual encounter with another teammate. A judge said that neither Fouché or Donovan behaved well, but that reasonable doubt existed for both. The University of Ottawa suspended the men's hockey program for 2 seasons and fired its coach after the incident. 22 players filed a class action lawsuit against the school claiming defamation. That suit continues.
American motorcycle manufacturer Harley-Davidson is mapping a detour around European tariffs. It's shifting some of its production from the United States across the Atlantic after the European Union hiked tariffs on imported Harleys, adding an average $2,200 to the price tag. Last year, 40,000 Harleys were sold in Europe. The EU increased tariffs on several American products in response to Donald Trump's tariffs on steel and aluminum.
Wildfire season has arrived in Northern California with a vengeance. Flames fanned by hot, gusting winds have destroyed a dozen buildings and are threatening hundreds more. 3,000 residents have been ordered from their homes because of a creeping fire north of Sacramento. Air tankers and helicopters are boosting the firefighting effort on the ground, but temperatures in the high 30s and low humidity remain a problem.
And There we go. It's time for today's time to guess where this photo might be from. Somewhere in Newfoundland or Labrador. This is a beautiful one. I love all the colors. I don't know what kind of a lens that is they put on this. And we even got a beautiful sunset there. Sunset or sunrise. I don't want to give that away because that might tell you where that is.
Well, I don't know about you, Karen, but I felt kind of stumped heading into the break with Colette's picture du jour.
Yeah, let's have a look. Yeah, I hope you guys at home have as much fun guessing as we do here, because you wouldn't believe in the commercial break.
Everyone gets in on it.
Yes, and we did well today, right? Because Carolyn, you said with a P. I think it starts with a P. We won't give away that you might have seen a bit of it. Our director said, Rod said Deer Lake, very close to Deer Lake, and Anthony, you said something that was close.
I just guessed Pasadena because Karen said it started with a P.
Well, okay, then never mind. 100% marks for you. And that's Andrew Foss. We thank you. And if you want to send us your photos, NL photos at cbc.ca.
Yeah, keep them coming. It's great.
Gorgeous. Oh, I love it. Yeah, it's so fun to choose them. And our producer, Lee Pitts, does that. So it's pretty great.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.